Welcome to my channel, SteveO the Window Cleaner. We are headed into work today, and I wanted to talk to you about one of my biggest life lessons that has ever happened to me. So about 4 to 5 years ago, I was thinking about leaving window cleaning, and I applied for TSA. What is TSA? TSA is, airport security, blah, blah, blah. They were hiring at the time, and they were doing this big, large hire in Colorado. So I applied. I wasn't at the time too happy as a window cleaner. Wasn't making enough money. So I applied for the job, and there was a lot of different testing I did for the TSA. A lot of it was visual testing, so that when you looked at the different monitors, you could tell what the different colors are of things that are coming through the monitor. Guns, knives, bombs, right? Just crazy, crazy stuff. So there was like 3 different days that I went and did different testing at different facilities. Finally, we get to the final day where we had to go to a hotel pretty close to the airport here in Colorado and do our final testing. Now, a lot of people look at this job sometimes as like an entry-level position to a lot higher jobs. I was just really applying to see what could happen, what I could get paid, blah, 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 right? So this is when I took a test that basically changed my outlook on life and kind of taught me that if you're always doing things in a positive way, a positive motion, and always working to make your life better, things will happen good for you. So here was the test. So the whole time that I'm here doing interviews and the testing, there's another guy there that we're kind of doing things together throughout the whole entire time. And he was really all about pumping himself up, telling me all the great things he did. Great. He flew in from California for the job, right? So we get done with our interviews. We go into this room, and there's a bunch of marbles on a table for each of us. And the marbles are all different variables of colors, different variables of red, green, blues, etc., right? And you're looking at it and you're thinking, okay, so they basically said this, we're getting to your seeing and hearing test. They never said, though, that the seeing and hearing test were together. So the guy that had been chatting the whole freaking day to me, he wasn't listening to this lady and what she was describing of what was in front of us. I was listening, and all it was basically look at all these marbles and put them in order from lightest to darkest color, right? Okay, pretty simple. So when you look at it all together, it looks like just a bunch of mumbled, jumbled marbles that make no sense as if they went together. But as you put one down and you looked at the group, the other one would kind of almost highlight to you as far as kind of like, okay, that's next. You would put that one down and then boom, and it would just start going. I completed this test in 30 seconds. It's not a hard test. Please, I don't have a high IQ, okay? But the guy next to me, he did not listen. He only looked at it, right? He did not understand that this was the seeing and hearing test. He just thought this was a seeing test. And he was so, into himself, he couldn't let someone else tell him what to do. So I sit there, I finish this test crazy quick. He sits there for 10 minutes, can't even figure out where to start. And they only tell you the directions one time. One time. And that's why it's a seeing and hearing test. Do you pay attention, right? Now, that really isn't what taught me the life lesson, right? This guy failing. What taught me the life lesson was the test in itself. The test in itself, right? Bunch of different colors that by looking at it, didn't even go together whatsoever. But as you put them together, they made sense. And basically, what I got out of it was one of my biggest life lessons, that as long as you're always trying to make positive movements in life, encouraging yourself to do better, and always trying to do better, that things happen, things build up. And as long as you see and hear and pay attention to the things that are going on around you, you will do good in life. And ever since I did that test, I wound up not taking the job. They offered, 20 hours a week, and you had to do it in 4 different days at 5 hours a piece, because they didn't want to have you have a break, and they didn't want to pay you for any time, any benefits. And it was like an hour away from me. Never took the job, right? So But the thing was like, it just made me think like, wow, like you think of life and it's like, you look at the whole concept and you're like, wow, this is so overwhelming. You know, it's so overwhelming to think like, how am I going to buy a house one day? How am I going to buy a car one day? How am I going to have a family one day? And ever since then, what I've just tried to do in life is just kind of do what seems right to me and build on that and build on that and build on that. And if you want to think in the idea of different colored marbles that go from light to dark, then it really, really makes sense. And I know this could be kind of far out there, kind of a far out idea. And that's the reason why I kind of haven't shared this for so long with it happening so long ago. But it's something that really just has popped out in my mind through my life as a test that was so simple, but meant so much as far as just helping understand that, you know, life builds throughout time. If you make the right choices and pick from them, then it will build up the right way. If you don't listen, you don't see, you don't pay attention, you could totally miss the whole entire concept. You know, don't be closed-minded. Listen to others. Others can teach you a lot in life. So I hope this kind of translates for you. And that was like really just a huge life lesson for me of seeing someone right beside me, not paying attention, not doing what they're supposed to do, and totally not understand it, when yet all you had to do was listen and see, and it could be so simple. So I hope this kind of correlates and makes sense to you. I know it's kind of a far concept, but I wanted to share it for so long, and I wanted to like do some cool editing where I had all the different colors of marbles, but to stack those frames in editing was just like so insane and so crazy that I couldn't figure it out. So anyways, y'all, I hope you have a good day. I hope season is getting better for y'all, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.